Hello friends, welcome to my channel Data Making. I create a lot of content on data engineering, cloud computing, data science on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my channel to get more technology videos. In this video, I'm going to discuss about Docker volume and how to use the Docker volume in the while creating in Docker containers. Right? Let's get started. So basically, what is Docker? Docker, Docker is a containerization technology. Okay, so where you can actually isolate your environment as a container for your application, right? So what is we started a, video series on the Docker. So you can actually watch my other videos uh, uh, if you're not watched my previous videos on Docker topics. So this is my 10th video where I'm actually going to explain you about Docker volume. So volumes are preferred way of or mechanism for processing a data which is generated by a container, or if the container wants to use some data from that particular location. So those are called volumes. So if you want to say in simple terms, volumes are directories or files which is outside of your default union file system. Union file system is nothing but basically the file system which is used inside the Docker container, and it exists as a normal directories and files on the host file system. Okay, so that's what Docker volume. Okay, so I'll explain you with the example with commands, different commands, so that you can get more clear idea about this. Okay, so let's start with the Docker volume commands and other associated commands. So I installed already Docker on my Ubuntu system as well as Windows system. For this video, I'm going to use the Ubuntu system. So I just logged into my virtual machine. So I just use my password to log in my virtual machine. Okay, so basically there is a Docker volume command. Okay, so what I'm going to do is basically I'll show you the version of Docker which I'm using it. So sudo docker -v. It's a 19.03.5. That is the Docker version I'm using it. So basically, to create a volumes, we have to use Docker volume, uh, Docker volume, and we have to use a command called create, and you can say use the test volume one. So volume will be created. So if you want to see this volume, you can actually go and say Docker volume sudo Docker volume ls. So there are some previously there are some local volumes are there. This is a volume which we created now. Okay. Similarly, I'll try to create one more volume, test volume 2, and do ls. So there are two more volumes has been created. So if you want to just see the volumes information, if you want to inspect that volume, whatever it is store other stuff, you can use the inspect command and say test volume 1. Okay, so this is the mount point to your system. Basically this data we cannot actually modify it. Okay, so once volume is created, so it is going to manage the directories and files inside this location, but this cannot be, we cannot modify any data inside this location. Okay, so Docker will be only Docker will be maintaining that all your files and uh, directories inside this location. Okay, so I'll try to tell you the command to delete your volume. Just say, you can say rm Docker volume rm. Just try to delete the test volume 2. So you just go and do the ls to verify. Yeah, test volume 2 is created. So basically, if you want to that is another command to uh, delete all the unused volumes, which is Docker volume prone. which will go and create delete unused volumes. So for now, you have to say yes. For now, I'll say no because I want to use that Docker volume 1 for the our example. Okay, so before I use this Docker volume, I'll try to use one scenario where I will not use the Docker volume and how it is behaving, and then we'll start using the Docker volume to overcome that scenario. Like to there will be issue when you use that scenario, but using Docker volume, we'll try to overcome that scenario. Okay, it's not a basically issue. I'll explain you. So it's kind of for you to store your data, for share your data across the different containers. So similar kind of scenario. Okay, so what I'm going to do is so for that scenario, I'm going to use the Zeppelin. So Zeppelin is a open source web-based notebook for writing your connecting your different systems to do a lot of analytics on the Zeppelin, and you can do analytics as well as the visualization. Say example, you have a data in any RDBMS or if in a Hive or any other system. You want to connect to that system and get the data and build some visualization dashboards. That you can do it in Zeppelin. And we generally use Zeppelin for connecting to the Spark environment and build a lot of analytics queries or analytics operation on the Zeppelin, and then get the summarized aggregated data and build the dashboard. So Zeppelin provides a Docker image. You can download the Docker image, and you can actually install that. You can pull that image and you can run the containers. If you go to the Docker Hub website, so you just this is a Docker website, and you can just go and type Zeppelin. So there are multiple images will be available. So we'll take the Apache image. Okay, so Apache uploaded image for our use case or this example. So my system being little slow, I'm just opening it. Just hold on for a second. So I'll just go and just type Zeppelin here. So I'm just there are multiple images for Zeppelin. I'm going to pull this Apache Zeppelin image. Okay, so this is a pull command. Okay, I'm going to use the tag number uh, uh, 0.82. Okay, so you can click on this tag. Okay, so I'm just going to get this latest 0.82 tag. So this is a command sudo docker pull. This is the image name Apache /Zeppelin : 0.82. Okay, so I'm going to run this command to pull the image. So before that, I'll just show you the available images in my local system. So for that, sudo docker images. If you run this command, it will show you the your current available images in your local repository. Okay, so I'm going to run this command to pull the Zeppelin image. So it is going to download all the necessary image as well as the dependency files. So it comes around 4 GB. Okay, so 4 GB or 4.2 GB. So it will take some time. Okay, so we can just I'll go through the few other commands. So before this gets download. So basically, what we are going to do is so once you download the image, you can run that image to create a containers. So I'm going to create a Zeppelin demo one container. And Zeppelin, as is that it's a web-based notebook, right? So you can access. So by default, the Zeppelin port number will be 8080. you can expose to the local system the host system 80 same port number or different port numbers. That's your wish. Okay, so this container Zeppelin demo 1 container, I'll host it on the 8080. And I'll create some notebooks. Notebook is nothing but kind of writing your program. Okay, so you can notebook will have different paragraphs. Each paragraph you can write piece of code in that, and you can execute. So we'll create notebooks here, and similarly I'll just go and create one more container which will I'll expose that 8080 port into different port. So example, you will have two environment. So this is the demo 1 environment, demo 2 environment. So if I create a notebook here, that will not be accessed, that node I cannot access the notebooks here because we are not sharing any data between these containers. Okay, so we will not able to access the notebook which we created in the container one, demo container one. To avoid this situation, say example, you might today you might do some stuff on the container one. You want actually same data you want to use it in the other containers, so you want to share the data. Okay, so or maybe you might use the container and you want to terminate that container, but you want to persist the data in your local host system so that it can be used in the future. So those kind of scenarios, the Docker volume will be useful. Okay, so we'll create the we already created Docker volume test volume 1. We'll use it. So how you use it is, so basically you need to provide -v volume, and this is a volume name. You have to provide a volume name and map it to the log folder. So basically for Zeppelin there are two folders which is very important: log folder and the notebook folder. This folder we are going to persist in the local system, so that can be, the data can be shared across the different containers. So I'll create a container 3 here running this command, and we'll create a same notebook here. Okay, we'll try to stop these containers, and we'll create a new container by mapping the volume, and we'll create notebook. Say example, we create um, PySpark, you can just say hello world. Okay, so we'll create hello world demo 1 notebook. We'll create it here, and we'll actually spawn another container which is a Zeppelin demo container 4. So we should be able to access that notebook which we created in the demo 3 container in the demo 4 container, because we are going to use the same volume here. Okay, so if you use same volume, we should be able to access that data here. So that's the scenario we want to achieve it using these commands. So let's go and check is this loaded. Still it is downloading. I will pause my video because it's going to take some time. So I'll pause this video, and once this is downloaded, I'll resume the video. Okay friends, the download is completed, the image download. So once we download the Zeppelin image, so we are going to run this container. Okay, so run this image as a container. So let me show you the Docker image command. So this has come Apache/Zeppelin. The version, the tag number is 0.8.2, which is around 4.31 gigabyte. Okay, GB. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this container 1, demo container 1. Okay, on the port number 8080. So it is going to create this container. So let's use the sudo docker ps command to just check the container is running. Yes, running. We'll also run this command to verify the port number is listening 8080. Okay, so I'll just go to the web browser, Chrome browser I'm using it. Just say 0.0, because we are exposing that address as 0.000. So it is going to launch the Zeppelin the web UI. So this is kind of the page, the home page. This is how the Zeppelin home page look like. So I'm just not going to set up the user ID login. I'm just going to use this anonymous user only. Yes, we are going to do the important is to how to use the Docker volume. So I'll just go and create a new notebook. So I'll just I'll put the path of PySpark. I'll just say create a PySpark uh, kind of folder or path, whatever you can say, followed by hello. I'll create a hello world a demo one. Okay, so I'll just create a hello world demo one. I'll okay. So okay. So we have created a notebook. So we are going to run this. So when you create a notebook, so you can there will be a paragraph. So this is a paragraph. You can write. You can use the interpreter. So Zeppelin. So every so like say if you example if you want to connect to the Spark environment, you have to use the Spark interpreter. Okay. So basically there you can think of the connector. So to use which connector, you have to use the percentage and followed by the interpreter name PySpark. If you are using Hive, you have to use the Hive. If you want to use Python, you can use percentage Python. So I'll say simply Python function print. I'll use the Python function print. I'll say hello world. Okay. So and then I'll try to use the Spark as well. So I'll say print of Spark. So basically, Spark is the name of the Spark session object, and then I'll say Spark context. I want to show the app name. Okay, so Zeppelin will be the app name for this, and app name. So you can the app name property will be part of a Spark context, which is part of which is inside the Spark session. I'll just run this code, the paragraph, and see you see there is another paragraph which is getting created. So it is going to run this paragraph and it's going to show you the result. So basically what the result you will get is hello world. It will print the hello world and also the app name. App name will be Zeppelin because we did not set it. So by default when you create when you run a Spark code on Zeppelin, it just create the app name as Zeppelin. So it is going to it's taking some time because my VM is slow. If you are actually using on directly on your system, it will be little faster. Okay, anyway, we'll wait for some time to get complete. So you can create, you can actually go and create multiple paragraphs, and you can put your codes. You can actually you can do a lot of visualization here. But our goal was to just to make use of the Docker volume here. Okay. So if you want to explore more about Zeppelin, you can go to the basically the Zeppelin Apache URL, which is zeppelin.org apache.org, and you can find a lot of information here about how to install. If you want to actually directly install on your machine, so you will have a lot of information over here. So basically, we want to use the Docker container, so we just using the Docker image. Okay. So it just importing the necessary packages, and it is going to now print the app name. I hope this is a little weird because it's taking time, but just hold on for a couple of seconds. It will just show you the result. Friends, I actually put a lot of content on my YouTube channel, Data Making. I would request you to go through those videos. People who are actually getting your career on data engineering. So I just covered many of the things which is needed for any data engineers to uh, uh, work on different technologies. I just put it on my YouTube channel. Okay, so just to explore, there are many playlists on my YouTube channel. You can just go and check it. Okay, so it is showing here. There is a typo. I'm sorry for that. So Spark context. So what I will do is I'll just so it is printed the hello world, but there is a typo. I just made a mistake, so I'll rerun again. Meanwhile we'll just go on. Okay, so it is showed because first time it is creating all the contextual, it's taking time, so it is showed here. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll try to create one more container and we'll try to see whether this notebook is available there. Okay, so we are going to run the container, another container, which is a Zeppelin demo 2. Okay, so I'm going to we cannot actually use the 8080 port of your local system because means the this VM's port, because already it's been used in the this container. So we are going to change it to 9090. So this will be Zeppelin by default port number. We're just exposing mapping to the host machine, which is our VM. I'll run this. It has created one more container, so you can just say sudo docker ps. So you see there is a two containers running. Okay, so and also you can check the 8090 is running, sorry 9090, that also running. Okay, so now we'll just go and open the same Zeppelin on the different port number, which is we actually exposed the addresses, Zeppelin addresses 0.0.0, sorry 0, and we are going to use colon 9090. So now it is going to launch the new Zeppelin notebook, means new Zeppelin environment. Here actually if you try to see the notebook, we don't have it here. So if you check it here, if you go to the home page of this environment, so there is a Zeppelin folder and you have a notebook here, but we are not having it here because we launched a new container. We did not share any information to this. So to overcome this scenario, to make use of the data which is created in another container to this container, we are going to use the Docker volume. Okay, so I will actually just what I'll do is I'll just go here and stop these two containers and okay, so I'm going to stop this container. Say I'll say sudo docker, you can say stop, which is container, this container. I'll use the docker container ID and I'll just stop it, and then and also we'll stop the another container. Okay, I will also remove these two containers. Okay, so that it is looks like fresh, and we'll start a couple of demo container 3 and we'll create a notebook by mapping the volume, and we'll see the we'll create one more fourth container and we'll see the data sharing. Okay, I'll stop this. I'll just remove this. I will remove this container as well. We stopped and we removed it. Now no containers running. Okay, so now we'll go and so there is this command. So what in this command we are doing is the other parameters are same. So we just exposing the Zeppelin address as 0.0.0 and the same 8080 port to the local port. Here you see the volume. See, there is a -v, and we are mapping the volume, the test volume, to this logs folder as well as the notebook folder. Okay, so the notebook folder, and these two are the environment variable. Like here Zeppelin address is the environment variable we are setting up. Here similarly we are setting the log directory as /logs and the notebook directory as /notebook. So basically this the logs directory and notebooks directories data will be stored on your volume, so that even if you start the container, the data volume will be in the container, so that you can use it for future, or you can share it to the other containers as well. Like in the container 4, we'll use the same volume name, and set the Zeppelin log directory and as well as notebook directory, so that you can whatever you create notebook created in container 3 will be accessible in container 4. Okay, so let me show you the example. Okay, so I'll just come here, I'll run this container. So the container is created. So again container this is a demo container 3. It is running on port number 8080. So we'll just go and verify the port number is listening. So I'll just go and refresh here. You should not be seeing this notebook because the data has been lost. I'll just try to refresh. So my VM is going very slow. Before it gets hang, I want to complete this demo. Okay. So still it loaded. 8090 is stopped, so this will not be working, but this will be, we did not set any user ID password, so it should be anonymous. You see there is no the zip notebooks are here. So again we'll go and create it. We'll create it. So I'll just put same PySpark for you to just understanding. I just make the same steps. I'll just say hello world. For unit uniformity I can create, but you can create anything, any name with that. Okay, so I just created a notebook called Hello World Demo 1. I'll use the PySpark PySpark interpreter. I'll just say print of hello world. Okay, and also we'll just say print of spark dot spark context. I'll try to make sure the no typo again. I will run it here. Okay, so I just created a all paragraph, only one paragraph is there, and also we'll try to use in this paragraph Python. I'll try to use a Python interpreter. Okay, say print of Python interpreter using Python here. Okay, so let's this is get created. So again it is going to take couple of seconds. We'll just wait for some more time. Okay, so I just will show you that my playlist. So this is my YouTube channel different playlist. So I have a playlist for sample project training on Cloudera environment and also GCP. So and also this is Docker practical tutorial playlist, where actually I the one which I'm doing this 10th video for this Docker practical tutorial, and I have a playlist for three study projects. Okay, so real-time study projects. So I have the playlist, and I've done a lot of stuff on the Apache Airflow. You can watch this playlist. So I have a extensive I also give free VMs for Adobe ecosystem components. So if you want, you can just watch these videos and you can send us requests for free VMs. So I have done many videos on data engineering and Hadoop project task and Python, some of the Python project tasks, everything. Let's check this is done. Few more seconds, this will be done. Okay. So, and I have used Python Selenium package for web scraping. I've done a couple of stuff there, and so there are fundamentals being covered thoroughly, like Spark fundamentals, Hadoop fundamentals, even machine learning fundamentals. Everything is covered here. You can just explore these videos and post your commands or queries. Um, Still, it's running. So sorry for uh, slowness of my VM. Just wait for a couple of seconds. So okay, so this is done. Okay, so as I told you, it is hello world is printed, and the Zeppelin uh, the application Spark application name also printed here, right? So what we'll do is I ran the second paragraph. That's no problem. Let it run. So we'll go and launch this fourth container. Okay, so this fourth container again we'll put it on the 89090 port number. Okay, and I will map the same volume, the test one volume. So basically the idea is whatever the notebook we created in the demo 3 container, we should be able to see in the demo 4 container. So that's one of the main usages of the Docker volume. So I just ran it here. Okay, so I'll just go and check the ps command to verify the 2 containers running, and also we'll verify the port number 9090 is listening. Yeah, it's listening, and even 8080 will be listening. Okay, so now what we'll do is, see, it's also printed. Now these whatever we done here should be available in the container 4. Okay, container 4, demo container 4, we actually exposed it to the 9090 port number. We'll open this here, and we should be seeing the notebook which we created in the container 3. Still it is not loaded. I'll do the function F5 in my laptop. Okay, still not loaded. Why? Okay, so you see here there is a folder called PySpark, and you see this notebook here. Okay, so data is being shared from the container 3 to 4 using the Docker volume. So you can just go and execute the similar stuff here. You can go and execute this and execute this. So this is how we can actually share your data across container using Docker volume, as well as you can persist your data into your OS system using Docker volume. Yeah, so this will run anyway. So I just want to you cover up. So basically, we are using a Docker volume to persist the data to the volume from your container. So whatever the usage of your the data which is your doing, or any operation you are doing on container, you want to persist the data to the your OS system using a Docker volume. You can do, and also we can share the data stored on the Docker volume to the other containers. Okay, that's a usage of the Docker volume. I hope you understood all the things. And as I told you previously, you can just go and watch my other videos in my YouTube channel and post your queries. And this is my my blog. Okay, data science wiki. Here I post most of the code which I used in my tutorials. You can just explore the here. Okay, so if you like our work and if you want to donate, you can just go to this link, donate, and so I just given you PayPal integration. So basically you can just go to this, click on this link if you want to donate from your PayPal account. You can just click here and you can donate the amount as you wish. So I so if you like it, if you're thinking I'm just my contents are useful to you, you can do that. It's not compulsory. If you like, you can do it. And please subscribe to my channel, and please you can just I'm trying to help you out in the big data world, as a data engineering world. uh, and keep I want to keep doing things in the future also. See you in the next video, friends. Thank you so much.